Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We have lots of things to celebrate today. We have lots of things to celebrate. We have lots of things to accomplish. We're going to make sure that it's a coincidental that we have to count a lot today, because are we having 70 candles? Because that would be a lot of counting. No, huh? It's true. Fire Marshal said a lot of things about not that many candles. That's a crazy tradition to have as many candles as there are years. It starts getting kind of bizarre. But we do get to count. So we count to 70, and we're not going to count to 70, but we are going to count to, what day are we in the Omer right now? 21. We're at the 21st day of the Omer. And so we're going to do the Omer count at some point, if we remember. And we also are going to celebrate the fact that yesterday was Israel's birthday as well, or at least the truth is that the 5th of Iyar, which ends today, is at Shabbat, is Israel's birthday, but they have set it up so that it's not ever contiguous with Shabbat. So it's always a separated day away in one direction or the other, depending on where it falls, because of the kind of crazy celebrating that goes on is not always conducive to taking a break and taking a pause and prepping for Shabbat and then relaxing. You won't have any time. So they make it so that you always have to take a break before and after. So even though we're ending the 5th, Hey Iyar, that's the 5th day of Iyar, even though we're ending the 5th day of Iyar, yesterday was celebrated as Israel Independence Day. So we'll do something about that as well. So we've got lots of things to do. Most important is celebrating Shabbat. Did anybody have a wonderful week? A wonderful week. Anybody have a week filled with some wonderful things and some difficult things? Anybody ready for Shabbat? Because on Shabbat we get to take a break from all of that. So you leave all of the difficult things out there. It'll be waiting for you when you come back, Saturday night, Sunday, whenever you feel like coming back and picking them up again. Those difficult things can be waiting for you then. Or you could do like I do, and sometimes you decide to kind of totally forget that they existed at all by the time Shabbat is over. And I really think that that's the beauty of Shabbat. Some of the things that stress you during the week, once you've had a chance to take a break, are not so stressful anymore. So I see lots of young new faces. Hi, everybody. So I wanted to let you know that if you are a young new face, we have in the bookcases over there, we've got what I like to call distraction books. And there's a whole bunch of books that you could read during the service. We'll never tell. It looks like you're reading a prayer book. I'll never tell. So you're welcome to those if you want. But first we're going to do this and take a deep breath so that we can relax. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel the tension escape. Try again. Exhale. It feels good to be breathing calmly, and even my toes relaxed that time. That was a good breath. We are blessed today because in addition to celebrating Israel's birthday, the 70 candles that we talked about are for Laurie and Cheryl. And so Laurie and Cheryl and hubbies, Steve and Harvey, are coming up to help us welcome Shabbat. We turn to page 82. Our tradition is, if you can, please rise. If you can't, please stay seated, and we say you can stand with us in spirit. That's fine. Page 82. Welcoming Shabbat. Trying to figure out who's going to blow out the candles. You're not supposed to blow out these candles. That's all I'm saying.
These lights are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the Sabbath lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue on pages 167 and 166 with the Kiddush, the sanctification of the day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator, fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage. Our day of days, on Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. I hope they put a lot of juice in that cup. You are welcome to be seated, but please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you came in with, someone that you didn't come in with. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Shabbat Shalom. And we are going to continue our service by singing as we welcome the angels of Shabbat on page 84. Page 84, welcoming the angels. Let's see if we can see any of them. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barachuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The synagogue is the sanctuary of Israel. Born of our longing for the living God, it has been to Israel throughout our wanderings, a visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness. Steadfast, it has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace. Its truths are true for all people. Its love is a love of all people. It is God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a God for all peoples. Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash merabah, be'alma divra chiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'imeru, amen. Yehesh merabah mevarach, la'alam ol'alme almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמך דקודשה בריחו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ויאמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. I'm going to interrupt for a second and ask you to turn back to page 70 in your books. We have 3 different services, and each one has words that I find meaningful for different reasons. I loved the part about that candle lighting that talks about reminding us of Sabbaths long past, since it's a birthday celebration, but I'd like us to continue now on page 70, as we read responsively at the bottom of the page. As day departs, as the dark of night descends, we lift our eyes to the heavens. In awe and wonder, our hearts cry out. Eternal God, how majestic is your name in all the earth. A vast universe, who can know it? What mind can fathom it? We look out to the endless suns and ask, what are we? What are our dreams and our hopes? What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we that you should care for us? And yet within us abides a measure of your spirit. You are remote, but oh, how near, ordering the stars in the vast solitudes of the dark, yet whispering in our minds that you are closer than the air we breathe. For you have made us little less than divine and crowned us with glory and honor. With love and awe we turn to you, and in the dark of evening we seek the light of your presence. One and only God, you have made each of us unique and formed us to be united in one family of life. Be with us, Eternal One, as we seek to unite our lives with your power and your love. We proclaim now your oneness and our own hope for unity. We acclaim your creative power in the universe and in ourselves, the law that binds world to world and heart to heart. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated unless you're in my bet class and want to come help with the V'ahavta. Yay! I was hoping you'd come up. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but come on up. Let me do this. Come on. You see where we are? One more. There you go. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol ma'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvelechtecha v'derech uveshochbecha uvekumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot bein einecha uchetavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkiruhu v'asitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem Kedoshim Le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim V'hiot Lachem Le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Nice job, thank you. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness, a world waiting still to be redeemed, give us, O source of good, the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love. From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered. At Sinai, amid peals of thunder, we bound ourselves to your purpose. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, we've survived oppression and exile, time and again overcoming the forces that would have destroyed us. Our failings are many, our faults are great, yet it has been our glory to bear witness to our God and keep alive in dark ages the vision of a world redeemed. May this vision never fade. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we sing with one accord, as Moses, Miriam, and Israel sang at the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will. We praise you, Guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world. O God of Israel, may our worship on this day help us to grow in loyalty to our covenant with you and to the way of life it demands, the way of gentleness and justice, the path of truth and of peace. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 76. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my mouth mouth, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Koneh Hakol, ve'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens. They felt you in their hearts. They sought you in their lives. Now their quest is ours. Help us, O God, to celebrate the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer to realization the great hope inherited from ages past for a world transformed by liberty, justice, and peace. Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to choose our strength for good. You are the source of life and blessing. Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children. You are the support of the falling. Help us to lift up the fallen. You are the author of freedom. Help us to free the captive. You are our hope in death as in life. Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust. Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good. You are Kadosh, holy. Your name is Kadosh, holy. And those who strive to be Kedoshim, holy, declare your glory day by day. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God. You may be seated. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomere, 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 Shabbat, koreh oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomere, 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 Shabbat, koreh oneg Shabbat. Aham, mekadesheh, mekadesheh shvi Shabbat. Kulam yisbehu v'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomere, 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 Shabbat, koreh oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat. Chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomere, 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 Shabbat, koreh oneg Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh, lema'aseh v'reshit Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh, lema'aseh v'reshit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomere, 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 Shabbat, koreh oneg Shabbat. God of Israel, may our worship on this Sabbath bring us near to all that is high and holy. May it bind the generations in bonds of love and sharing, and unite us with our people in common hope and faith. And through Sabbath rest and worship, may we learn to find fulfillment and joy in the vision of peace for all the world. You are with us in our prayer, in our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, and pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Eternal source of good, we give thanks for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Teach us, God of wonders, to work for a just and compassionate society, where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. We take a moment now for silent meditation, the prayers that are in our hearts. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, be acceptable to you. God, my rock and my redeemer. God, my rock and redeemer. I ask you to remember something for me. I ask you to remember how many days we are now into the Omer. 21 days into the Omer. You are so good at this. So the blessing that we say for counting the Omer, if you remember, the commandment says that we're supposed to count days, starting after Passover begins. We count 49. On the 50th day, we celebrate Shavuot, which is the receiving of the Torah, and we count the weeks, 7 times 7 weeks. And since the commandment says both days and weeks have to be counted, we need to do both. It doesn't give us a lot of a chance to do that when we're coming up on actual week things. So it's 3 weeks. We don't have lots of days, but it's more fun when you got weeks and days and you have to calculate it. But we can handle this. So the blessing is one where we're fulfilling a commandment. So the first 6 words at the beginning, every blessing are Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe. And then we continue with the fulfillment of commandments, Asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav vitzivanu, who made us holy by giving us commandments and commanded us, and in this case it is al sfirat ha'omer, commanded us about the counting of the Omer. And we say, Hayom 21 yomim, today is 21 days. They are, Shehem, Shlosha Shavuot LaOmer. So how many days are we? 21 days, which are 3 weeks for the Omer, another mitzvah, another commandment down. You're all awesome. And at this time in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer book. And I turn off our microphones to call out the names that are on our list. Included in our list are Sue Barber, Phil Blaufus, Terry Bollinger, Avery Cannon, Lori Courtney and Tammy Denny, Peter Haas, Elena Howard, Jen Castillo-Hurst, Audrey and Louis Carroll, Linda Kesselman, Golda Kurzman, Barbara Laudenheimer, Sheila Lawrence, Sophie and Norman Loophole, Irvin Levine, Bill Levinson, Kid Lucky, Bernard Lobel, Marion McClennan, Gloria Meyer, Molly Newstead, Angie Mulroney, Nancy Rice, Sue Rubenstein, David Safir, Joe Selder, Rachel Selder, Emily Simpson, Paula Sauer, Michael Stahl, Sister Mary Joan, Barbara Thorne Thompson, Virginia Walker, Stephen Wright, and Eugene Zelensky. If you have other names that you would like to add to our list, I invite you to call them out, please. For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. And we add, Misheberach avotenu ve'imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. So, God creates the world with what? What tools does God use for creating the world? Just words. So words are incredibly powerful. We learned that from day one. The Torah portion this week is the one that most Bar Bat Mitzvah students dread. It's the one about what's horribly translated as leprosy. Horribly because that's a terrible translation, but it's also because it's a horrible thing, the thing that they get. We are taught that our words have power and that when you use your words in wrong ways, bad things can happen. There are consequences. And in Torah times, that meant like maybe you have this really scaly, yucky thing on your body, or maybe scaly, yucky, slimy things on the walls, in your house, on your clothes. If you want to study about scaly, yucky things, come tomorrow at Torah study. But tonight, I don't want to talk about the power of words. Because one of the things that we have learned, birthdays, the things that you do, the people that you've become when you celebrate birthdays, have to do with the people you've come in contact with, the ways you've touched other people's lives, and most of the time the way you touch other people is through your words. I wanted to share some words with you about Israel's birthday. These words that I give you today, Israel, how many people here have been to Israel? Have you been? I love that. Look at how many people, almost everybody's been to Israel. My heart is in Israel. It is hard to not have your heart be in Israel. It has been our homeland forever, and you walk the streets and you feel like you're breathing history or truck fumes or something. No, you know that you're breathing the same air that has been breathed by generations and generations, and you realize that it's an interweaving of family that comes from many places. And I think that one of the things that has broken my heart almost more than anything else in life is when those people who are interwoven as a family don't get along. But I guess even in little chunks in family life, sometimes there are people in your family, in your little family, that don't get along. But I don't know, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen here. We get along great. Everybody loves each other. Everybody gets along great. That's what I want out of Israel. It breaks my heart when I see things not working right. And lately, things have not been working out as peacefully as I would like. I pray for peace every day in Israel. And so I wanted to give you a vision of the kind of Israel that I see, a vision that's been taken from the Declaration of Independence preamble that came Friday the 14th of May in 1948, 70 years ago today. Not because it's May 14th, but because it's the Hey Iyar, the 5th of Iyar. It says, Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, was the birthplace of the Jewish people. After being forcibly exiled from their land, the people remained faithful to it throughout their dispersion and never ceased to pray for their return to it and for the restoration in it of their political freedom. Impelled by this historic and traditional attachment, Jews strove in every successive generation to reestablish themselves in their ancient homeland. In recent decades, they returned to their masses. This was written in 1948. Pioneers, immigrants coming to Israel in the defiance of restrictive legislation, and defenders, they made the desert bloom, revived the Hebrew language, built villages and towns, and created a thriving community controlling its own economy and culture, loving peace but knowing how to defend itself, bringing the blessings of progress to all the country's inhabitants, and aspiring towards independent nationhood. The state of Israel will foster the development of the country for the benefit of all its inhabitants. It will be based on freedom, justice, and peace as envisaged by the prophets of Israel. It will ensure complete equality of social and political rights to all its inhabitants, irrespective of, this is 1948, religion, race, or sex. It will guarantee freedom of religion, conscience, language, education, and culture. It will safeguard the holy places of all religions, and it will be faithful to the principles, it says, of the Charter of the United Nations. Little did we know. In the land of Israel, here, their spiritual, religious, and political identity was shaped. Here, they first attained to statehood, created cultural values of national and universal significance, and gave to the world the eternal book of books. We extend, 1948, we extend our hand to all neighboring states and their peoples in an offer of peace and good neighborliness, and appeal to them to establish bonds of cooperation and mutual help with the sovereign Jewish people settled in its own land. The state of Israel is prepared to do its share in a common effort for the advancement of the entire Middle East. We appeal to the Jewish people throughout the diaspora, that's us, to rally around the Jews of Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, in the tasks of immigration and upbuilding, and to stand by them in the great struggle for the realization of the age-old dream, the redemption of Israel. Placing our trust in the Rock of Israel, they signed the Declaration of Independence. So you know what the Constitution is in Israel? Have you ever heard the Constitution in Israel? No, because there isn't one. Because Torah is our law. That's what we use as our guidebook, Talmud, commentary on it. But we do have this Declaration of Independence. And I love the words that it says about how it wants to establish itself as a place of peace and how it extends its hand to peace. And I believe in my heart of hearts that is still the intention of Israel, is to have peace with the neighboring countries. And I believe that it is trying, to the best of its ability, to continue to do that. And I am praying every day that that's what we do. And I hate when I see when things seem to be taking backward steps, but I pray every day for the peace in Jerusalem and for all of Israel. And I'll let you say what you need to say, and then we will do some special blessings. Mr. President. I get inspired by those words. I truly do. And you are. It was hiding. Sorry.
I forgot my glasses, Rabbi. So
Oh, you need help?
I could be making
Oh,
this
make it
as
up.
I
Go for it. Make it up.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you to the Levine and Reuben families for hosting the Oneg this evening, blessing the candles and the Kiddush. Mazel tov to Laurie and Cheryl for your special birthdays. This Sunday, April 22nd, we will have a special Earth Day program with a breakfast at 9:45 and a presentation by John Paul Young. We do have religious school and Hebrew school all of the remaining weeks in April. May 6th will be the last day of religious school. Next Friday, April 27th, Spencer Reichman and Sarah Dunham are scheduled to be our cantorial soloists. May Day, are you drowning in papers that need to be shredded? B'nai Zion will have a shredder truck on site, and you can bring your paper too. Please bring your paper to B'nai Zion by May Day, May 1. B'nai Zion is requesting an $18 donation for the first banker's box size box and $10 per box or batch beyond the first. The shredding will be done on site to respect your privacy and ensure a secure shredding of all papers. Graduation Shabbat will be Friday, May 4th. Mark your calendars to come to the B'nai Zion annual meeting Sunday, May 6th at noon. We will take the new congregation picture, thank outgoing officers and vote for new officers, hear about the state of the congregation, and lunch will be served. There's no fee for the lunch for congregates, but please let the office know that you plan to come so that enough tables and food will be ready for you. Confirmation, Shavuot, and Yitzchor service will be Friday, May 11th. Donations were made to B'nai Zion or for Pulpit Flowers in honor of the birthdays of Laurie Levine and Cheryl Rubin by their families and friends. In loving memory of Barbara Alkus 3-foot by Bert and Ike Muslow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had two other things that I wanted to let you know. Yeah, you can hang out for a sec because we're going to need that. Two other things. One is if you are planning to come for our breakfast, and we hope you do, for our special presentation for Earth Day Sunday, let Helene know, please, because we have to make sure there's enough food and tables set up. And Tuesday from 1:30 to 3:30, there will be an opportunity for you to volunteer at the food bank. They need our help, and we are good at this. So if you can come from 1:30 to 3:30 on Tuesday, let Helene know about that as well so we know how many people to expect. We love doing that. There's another opportunity coming up in just a few more weeks, but this week is the one we need to worry about now. Thank you. I need some pole holders and some birthday girls and their hubbies. Birthday ladies, women. We're going to need this. I've got prayers I want to say, and then the birthday girl, ladies, women have prayers they want to say, and then we're going to sing to them. This is so awesome. When we talk about words, the kinds of things that we do with each other, the blessings that we become for each other, the fact that we can bless each other for birthdays, it's always an inspiration to me. And I love that you have chosen to celebrate together. So face everybody over there. Face everybody that way. Hubbies, stand behind you here. Hubbies are going to stand over here, behind you, facing that way. And the blessing is, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shenatan michochmato levasar v'dam. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You give of your wisdom to our flesh and blood. Author of life, our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life and for everything that enriches our lives. We turn to you now with special gratitude to share in the happiness of Cheryl and Laurie as they mark their 70th birthday. Be with them now and always. May they be blessed with health and happiness and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. As we honor Laurie and Cheryl for the gifts that they bring to this sacred community, we pray that each day brings them an abundance of blessing. And you had something you wanted to say? Kind of? Thank you.
You have sustained me these many years and brought me to this place in my life's journey. Let me look out with wisdom from the high ground of my years and experiences over the terrain of my life. Let me gaze out toward the past and the future with a heightened sense of your presence as my guide. Let me see that growth is not reserved for any one season and that love and fulfillment are not the exclusive provinces of the young.
Yeah, as I celebrate reaching this moment, I am grateful for the continued unfolding of my life. I pray that kindness and compassion may be on my lips, that strength and courage may be with me in my comings and goings, and that I may continue to learn from and to teach those dear to me. O God, my Creator, as you are the first and the last, may my life ever be a song of praise to you. We praise you, God, who blesses the years.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Mazel tov. Now, would you ladies come up and help us with one of the four of you and bring your significant others and help us open up the ark as we put the chuppah away. That was cool. Everybody turns to page 148. And as the ark is open, please rise. You're old enough now, you don't need these anymore, right? You want those? Okay. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, v'lo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. Mazel tovs. We continue on page 150. The day will come when all shall turn with trust to you, O God, hearkening to your voice, bearing witness to your truth. Please join me. We pray with all our hearts, let violence be gone. Let the day be soon when evil shall give way to goodness, when war shall be forgotten, and all at last shall live in freedom. O source of life, may we, created in your image, embrace one another in friendship and in joy. Then shall we be one family, and then shall your sovereignty be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. The eternal God will reign forever and ever. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one. Bayom hahu, Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. I could have sworn that I heard on the news yesterday that we lost 2 troops, but I have not seen the listing yet, and they're supposed to present it to us, but I heard that we had, and we had already lost 12 military serving our country this year. We've lost 41 police officers this year, including 2 in Louisiana already. We've lost 6 canine officers and 27 firefighters this year, including 2 from Louisiana. We remember also the woman who lost her life in that airplane. The stories of how heroic people were flying in that plane amazed me. Did you hear who the pilot was? I think she was the first female combat pilot for the United States, and I think that the rest of the passengers were blessed to have had her flying that plane, because I don't know that they could have survived unless they had someone with that kind of experience to bring that plane to safety. We are blessed that we are trying to live in times that are safe. We're blessed to have people protecting us, people who are reaching out for each other. When the masks come down and you've got so many people who take their masks off to try to save each other, that just amazes me, what kind of a wonderful world we live in, when people will go out of their way for that. And we know that today was the anniversary of the tragedies, the Columbine tragedies. I saw a statistic recently that said that there are over 7,000 students who've been killed in schools since 2012. But there have been almost 7,000, not yet, not quite 7,000, military troops, individuals killed since 2001. Something has to change. This is America. Something has to change. This is 2018, and our world should be better than this. So for all these people who lose their lives, for the people who run into danger to save us and protect us, the people who go out of their way to try to help strangers, may we be forever grateful. May the families of those who've lost their lives be forever comforted. And may we be grateful as we remember all of these people. Let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We turn to page 153. Life is finite. Like a candle, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty, then it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. And I would be remiss if I forgot to mention that we mourn the loss of our First Lady, Barbara Bush, this week. And what an amazing woman. So I don't know much, as you know, about history, but I was grateful to be reminded that only 2 women in the history of America have been both the wife and the mother of a president, and she was a noble woman in many ways, just a wonderful, good heart. Did you read the article that said that the security officers who were supposed to be taking care of, everybody who they have to protect has a secret name, what their code name is? Did you hear what hers was? It was Tranquility. And that was kind of what she always reflected, and I am so grateful to know that about her. And that there are people losing their lives right now in Israel, trying to, I pray that there will be peace soon. I have no words for people losing their lives, for our young adults shooting at their young adults. They're all ours. As I said before, it's a family, and I have no words. I pray for peace. We continue on 153. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. And we are still in the Shloshim period for Sarah David. As we remember those who died at this season in years past, we remember first congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Stephen Muslow, Janet Pachter Stewart, and Henry Elaine Dreyfus. And we remember also those whom we take into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortzites this week include Morris Anisman, Maury J. Ellison, Alfred Grossman, Meyer Hyman, Bertie Frank Katzenstein, Nathan Levi, Zell E. Lipson, Nellie Schwartz, Larry Shirley, Miriam Sklar, Barbara Alkus 3-foot, Natalie H. Weiss, and Charles Zelensky. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, as we rise as together, we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon u'v'yom echon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. You say amen. You may be seated. But if you are under the age of 13 and you would like to join us and help us say blessings, you are welcome to come up and help us say the blessing for the challah. So, come on. You want to? Come on up. Come on. We'll help you. You don't have to. Come on. Anybody? Come on. Come on.
Free challah.
We'll help.
It's good.
Anybody who wants to. You get first dibs at the challah. What do you think's under here? Thank you. Wow. Look at that. You can share. All right. Ready? We're going to say, how are you going to start it? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. You have to hold on. To God for bread. Thank you. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayers said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. You can say amen. Say amen.
Amen.
Nice. Grab some bread. Some challah made by Bethany. Thank you. Wait. Take this. Bring it back to that side of the room. Bring some over. There's more in front of the Lefkowitz Hall for everybody. Thank you. I love, keep going, pass around, go ahead, look. All of those, everybody who is younger than 13, who is not brave like you to come up, I want you to pass around everybody. Look at what you got. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. I love being able to celebrate Simchas. Thank you for sharing this with us. Laurie, Cheryl, thank you for celebrating Israel's birthday with us. I invite you to please rise for the closing benediction. What a happy birthday party. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you. May God grant you many more happy birthdays, many wonderful Shabbats that we can enjoy together. And may God grant us peace. Shabbat shalom.